Hello and welcome to Dealing with Your Own Stress, Anxiety and Depression as a Carer. I'm Dave Dawes, I'm the Learning Director at FCC. I'm a nurse and I've also cared for relatives throughout my professional career.
I'm Patrick McGee, Professor of Psychology and Psychotherapist. I specialise in cognitive behavioural therapy. I've worked, researched, taught in relation to mental health and caring for nearly 25 years now.
And what the purpose of this course is about, we recognise the number of stresses and the impact on your mental health as a carer. So we're going to help you understand that more and also give you some practical tools, techniques to support yourself. So where should we start, Patrick?
Well, I think the best place to start is just to acknowledge the amazing work that carers do around the country and internationally. It's often a full-time job. Nobody gets a chance to prepare you for it sometimes, and it's a huge invisible workforce that the country really couldn't do without.
Yeah, and that's certainly something we found in our research and the research of other organisations. And part of the reason we looked at this course is we were aware of the research about the impact of caring for someone else. And whether that's full-time, so a lot of people care full-time, they may live with a loved one, their husband, wife, partner, mother, father, child. But even people for whom it's not their full-time job, there's still a huge amount of impact on them in terms of their own stress and their own mental health.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, let's be honest, relationships and family life are stressful enough at the best of times. Everyone knows that. But if you've got someone that you're caring for, it's hugely demanding, and it's important to recognise when you are a carer that the stresses and the pressures on you are more than the normal ones, and it's okay to acknowledge that. And there are specific practical things that individuals can do to help them deal with that stress and generally cope with being a carer. But equally, we shouldn't overlook the fact that being a carer has a huge positive side as well. The opportunities for awareness, learning new skills, new techniques for managing stress generally. So it's not all doom and gloom in a sense.
Yeah. And so I suppose a good place to start is kind of what is stress, because I suppose it's a word we use in our everyday language, but kind of what are we thinking about it in this context?
Well, I usually make the distinction between pressure and stress. Everyone's under pressure in their everyday life about managing time, managing finances, managing friendships, work and so on. And we develop coping systems for managing those pressures. One of the key things is about control. If you're able to control the timeline, if you're able to control spending decisions, able to control your work pattern, then the stress is a lot less.
Right.
Some people with the same levels of stress become more disturbed and more upset than individuals with the same level of stress as them, because their perception of the problem, the awareness about what they can do, can be kind of out of kilter with what the reality is. And one example is that we shouldn't forget the vicious circle. The more we start to think that we are unable to cope, the more we perceive a situation as being uncopable with. And it's trying to break that circle sometimes, because when we're not at our best, we consistently underestimate what we're capable of coping with.
I think that's really important, and I think particularly if you're caring for someone, you'll be dealing with all of the issues in your own life, perhaps around work, around finances, around relationships, as well as often taking on a large chunk of the burden of that person as well, and sometimes those two can interact.
Absolutely. And I think every individual carer and every caring relationship is different, but there are some common themes at a certain level. And I think one of the common themes is that tension, that double pressure around, on the one hand, feeling that the caring is taking up a lot of your time and you're not quite sure how to cope, but equally, on the other hand, the other pressure is sometimes a feeling of guilt that you're not doing enough. So there's a double whammy for the carer psychologically. But there are things that can be done to help an individual recognise and deal and reframe some of those pressures to make sure it doesn't turn into stress that's unmanageable.
I hope you found this course helpful. At FCC, we're committed to providing courses and training for unpaid carers, and these courses are completely free. If you found this helpful, you could support our work in 3 ways. Please recommend it to any friends or people that you know that would benefit from the courses. Please consider sharing it on social media. And if you can, please consider donating. There are buttons on the website where you can donate £1, £2, £5, and every pound that you donate will make a huge difference by helping us make more and more care courses completely free to carers. Thank you very much.